What are you saying?
Mr. Carlson, what do you know about the Bilderberg Group, CFR,
I can't tell you because they're controlling my thoughts through my dentures. I'm serious, man. Thank you. They told me that they would increase the severity of my headaches if I said anything about them in public, so I can't. I mean, I live in D.C., okay, so I have a pretty close-up vantage of that world, and I could be wrong, and again, I'm completely open-minded about everything. But my strong sense is that all those sort of, you know, international relations groups, I mean, usually it's a bunch of retired State Department office, you know, consular affairs officers who, you know, get together and talk about their dreams for the way the world ought to be. I mean, it's pretty bureaucratic. I mean, maybe it's a vast conspiracy, but I have trouble believing it. I mean, I think
John McCain and Obama's wife are members of the CFR. They're not old and retired. They're in current politics.
Yeah, but I know a lot of boring, dim people who are members of the CFR, some of whom live on my street. And if they're controlling the world, I would be really surprised. But maybe they are. But I see them out walking their Airedales on Sunday morning looking vaguely hungover. They don't look like they've been up all night, you know, starting wars and stuff. Maybe they have.
I mean, you know they've been in every war monitoring administration that's been.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, I think a lot of the time the obvious is true. You know, you don't need to look for smoky back rooms in order to explain why things happen. It's kind of clear, you know.
What about Henry Kissinger or Brzezinski, who are always in current politics and running things behind the scenes?
Well, I mean, the default position for all of politics is foreign policy is very complicated, and we need to turn to people who've been involved in it in order to decide what to do next.
But have you read any of their books?
Yes, I read Brzezinski's.
Say what their goals are and what they want.
Yeah, I mean,
really lays it out very clearly.
Yeah, the problem is that we don't actually have that much power anymore. I kind of, I mean, maybe it would be nice if the United States was powerful enough to.
We don't have enough power.
Let me just say, you know, if evidence arises that Henry Kissinger and Zbigniew Brzezinski are directly controlling world events from some hidden location, I will be the first one to say, holy shit. That's a great story. The Bilderbergers? I hear that term, I'm not really sure what it is. So a staple on late night radio, I know that.
Stage right.
I'm sorry, I can't.
This year for the first time.
You did? I mean, look, I don't know, and I don't like to presume to know things I don't. But let me just suggest one thing. This is my guess. I think if you were able to penetrate to the very beating heart of the Bilderberg conference, or sneak into a CFR meeting in disguise, you would be so bored that you would nod off. That's just my guess. I've never been.
Mr. Carlson, what's one conspiracy theory you do believe in?
Well, I think that there are conspiracies of affinity. I think when large groups of people get together and every person in that group has the same set of assumptions or a same set of life experiences, that people kind of reinforce one another's impressions, right? So like, I mean, you see it in the press a lot. I mean, I see it a lot, where everyone sort of is from the same background, you know, everyone's parents went to college, and you have this kind of feeling, well, certain things are just icky. And that is, I guess, a kind of conspiracy. But it's an unspoken, almost unknowing conspiracy. But as for vast conspiracies, it's too complicated. People talk too much. One thing I've learned in a lot of years of interviewing people love to talk about themselves. And they will. You a newspaper guy?
Yeah.
Back me up.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. You say to someone, literally you can ask almost any question. They'll be like, oh, you're asking me about myself? Yes, I cheated on my wife. I don't pay my taxes. They'll tell you anything. So in order to believe that there's 1,000 people working together in secret to do something evil, and not one of them has gone on primetime live to talk about it, I don't believe it.
It's because the media is controlled by them.
I don't know, I've worked there a long time, and I mean, I've never had another job, and again, that's what my parents did. And they never went into any secret meetings, my parents, and I never have been asked.
But there is an element of confidentiality where they will not tell.
Well, I worked there. I worked for a network, and I've never said anything. I mean, look, maybe you're totally right. As soon as you get evidence, give me a buzz.
There's a great book out called True Story of the Bilderberg Group.
thank you.
Mr. Carlson, you were at the